Well, hello, hello. This is Kate in the Nest, and I'm so glad to have you here. I hope you're well and feeling excited. It's the weekend up soon, and this is a bit of my Friday fun. Um, well, I just love making things and creating, and I've had one of those days that's been very special today. Lots of creative time, talking with friends, and talking to my mum. So I've been inspired by something that I gave to my mum last year, and she's now given back to me for a little while. And I've tried to stop her, but she has a good reason for this. So this is going to be about a trifold pouch. I've been being restrained in my pouch making, and as my mum said, we all agree we can never have too many pouches, but it's wonderful to have just story in different ways. So this is not coming back to me forever, but she said, you're so busy and you might want to show and demonstrate how you made this one. So, Mum, thank you. I look at this and I remember pieces that I don't have anymore but still love. This is a butterfly off an applique napkin set. My embroidery was um, just being, what would I say, finessed at this point. But I did like putting some specific things on this pouch, and I remember very distinctly this little bluebird and where I got her. So I'm going to make a trifold pouch with you, but it's going to be probably a little bit easier and a little bit different in approach to this. And this is what I love about our slow stitching. We can never get bored. We can always be trying different things. So this particular pouch was based on one piece of napkin. So it was an orange and pink. You can see that, but I don't know why I'm saying that, but I do like those colors together. Make me happy. That I just folded over. That became the lining. I'm just seeing if I put a pocket in there, but I didn't. And then I embellished this part. I've suddenly just lost and that's right. I had taken up with this pouch a little sewing kit that she had made, this pouch, and I had little reserves of treasures in there. Oh my gosh. See, isn't it wonderful? So it was a pouch that carried my project, and I used to stitch and add things to the Betty while I was there. So, and these were Mum's. Amazing. I've never used them, but they're going in there. So there are many, many different ways to make pouches. We can think of incredible uses for them. So today is a trifold pouch. I have gathered together, well, that's a new little treasure that probably won't go, but I have some of these beautiful Suffolk puffs that came all the way from the UK. Absolutely, that just reminds me of cotton floss or candy or something. I've got plenty of these for my workshops coming up, but I thought maybe the colour scheme, some little doilies in the pink shades, a bit of vintage lace that I've been looking for a project to use it on, and some vintage threads. And one contrasting colour. This was in Mum's little sewing case there, so I thought I haven't seen that for ages. Some parts might be too fluoro, and the trusted cotton that I learnt from Beck, and I don't know what it's called, but I've put it up there. I always want to call it Netflix. I don't think that's its name, but anyway. So I hope you've got something out to do, or this one is an easy one if you want to start making it as a project alongside me. Now, I love buying treasures, and I love getting kits that I see online if they speak to me. And I recently bought a kit from Beck at So Be Curated, which was for her quilt workbook. And inside the kit were these amazing pieces of vintage quilt. I've used a piece like this on my Garden Through the Window quilt already. I think it was in a different colour. But I've been seeing that, yeah, well, you can't go past a piece of quilt, can you? So I've had the inspiration to turn this into a pouch that can particularly hold, oh, I've emptied them all out, my itty bitties. So I've got this one here, but this really is my laptop bag. So for all of those little things, tuck them in there with some scissors and bits and pieces so I can have it alongside my laptop when I go to my office, which is actually a cafe. Because it's easy to work on an itty bitty out when you're out in public. Okay, so long story short, I think it was designed to go like this in the workbook. I'm going to turn it this way, and the dimensions are going to be different because it just always has to stay in proportion to me, and I want to hero this star. I better just check where I need to be so I don't get too far. Okay, so I want this to be, oh, my rings are a bit clashy today. It's all part of the unexpected fun. Yeah, and have the fold over here. And then on the back, there's the other star. And I always think it's important to talk about the back just as importantly as the front. The same hands have made this before. It's beautiful work. And when I prop my pouches up, I deliberately turn them around both ways. And doing that then, I thought I've got to do some more work on the back of that laptop one. Okay, so usually we would work on this flat, and because that's the usual method, I'm going to try and work on it flat, but I can already see how I'd like the design to be a bit. And saying that, I have lost already the piece that I was going to start with. See, I flick things around, and I don't want to turn the video off because it will take too long to get back to this spot. So we're just literally, you can have a, oh, there it is. Okay, so one of the thoughts I've had is I'd like to use my trims more. I have beautiful trims, many of which I share. And this one, I thought, just beautiful hints of these colours being picked up along there. And so I'm just going to cut a length of that there. So in a way, I'm going again straight to the embellishing stage, but I see it holistically already, and then we'll do the worky sorts of bits. So I see that as some sort of trim. Inside, I won't have to line this because it's got this beautiful fabric on it, and I do not want to take away, so it naturally is going to sit there, which is quite a high opening and a lesser flap, but we'll work out something beautiful to button this shut, or it might, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I also thought that I have some trims, like look at this one. a vintage trim that I wondered, I don't want to get rid of all that pattern, but there's a lot of it showing, and I'm wondering if I could use a length of that, or even a portion, in fact. So let's go flower to flower. Yeah, I think that would be better rather than covering up the whole. And even, do I want to just a third? Yeah, let's do that. So first of all, let's cut here. I'm working on my crochet and filigree crochet as well, reimagined. So I think that's why this piece I just saw, and I really thought I'd like to use it. So let's cut the flower out. And see, already talking to you has given me lots of ideas. We might even have a little bit, we'll see. So I'm thinking a little bit of that. Yep, straight edge to straight edge. Might form a bit of the lining, just giving it that little bit of oomph. A little bit of adornment, which is my new word. The other thing that I want to do is do a binding across here, and I haven't got that far yet. I also picked out some of this pink. So funny how your palette just tells you different things on different days. I'm thinking this could be a nice little, so I'm just going to harvest. Oh, actually, what if, oh, I've cut it too already, but that's okay. I just suddenly thought, could I make a pattern out of that? Because there's a 2, a 4, a 2. You'll see what I'm meaning. Carried away with excitement. Yeah, I just saw that. May not go there, but this is why I say, when you're thrifting, keep your eyes open, and that could be dyed, put in a different color. Don't know where it's going yet, but I'll keep it there. All right, the thing I do know, apart from this, is that I would like to use this piece of beautiful linen, hibiscus, and please forgive me for not knowing the name of those blue flowers. But I just thought that that is a lovely continuation, because these blues are picking up this blue here, and if I place it in the right position, I want to see a little bit of that pink there, and this here, it continues the story, and it's what's the word? What can I do on it? Thread paint. Now, will I still have room for this? See, do I need to compromise on this star so that I can have more of that showing? No, I think the quilt is the hero, and that's going to be like that. Do you think I'm brave? Starting to work with hexagons. I do like the stars. I don't know if that's called the star, but oh, maybe this could be the binding actually on the inside as well. Let's just have a look at that. Don't know. One step at a time. Okay, the other thing is if we look at this, yep, I want to harvest around here so that that big bit does not go into there. So prematurely pinning this on. Not prematurely, but you have to keep all aspects in mind. So I'm going to sacrifice that little leaf there. Thank you once again for all your lovely comments and encouragement. I never tire of reading them and the advice I receive. And I did realise I'm getting a little bit not remembering things. And I haven't been putting the Facebook kin group or the link to my website down. So I'll do that today on this video, because I'll have another newsletter coming out on Monday, which is Friday, Saturday, so 3 sleeps for me here, which I'm very excited about. So anyone can join up to that. Doesn't cost anything. Just go on my website and there's just a little, you put your name and your email address in, and I'll add you to the list. So I'll finalize that list on Sunday night, so like in 2 sleeps. So yeah. The other thing I've got here, now this might be a little bit too far away, is this. I think it might be too, but oh, that's beautiful though. This is that apron that I found in Kansas. I remember the moment where I found this, and I do like these flowers, and they are a bit in the colour scheme. It might be a bridge too far away, but with Kate, you always, I brought this one over, but it's not right. I won't go dangling there because I was just looking at my beautiful basket of colourful crochet. Okay, so let's do some stitching. Otherwise I will play all day. And now I'm thinking that I'll fussy cut this. That was quite awkward fussy cutting, wasn't it? But yeah, I like that better. So it flows more naturally. They're a bit, oh, they're a bit sharp. I like that subtle bit of bluey purple there. I like that that's fraying. And I like that I had previously threaded up a needle as usual. caught in something over here. There it is. I'll do it. Yeah. Can you see what I thought? Maybe we'll think about that. Right. What we're going to do is, this is that thread that Beck uses for her, I think she calls it secret stitching. Others call it invisible. I just call it a handy stitch to get this in place so I can embroider it as fast as I can. Now I'll take this off because I can feel that underneath. So this time, I'll put it in somewhere where the knot can't be seen. Yep. We want to just go down and come up and pull the thread through and lose the needle. Sorry about that, because I'm of course using a very thick chenille needle here, which will be right when I get to the wool. And this won't show through on the other side. I know many of you experienced stitchers don't need to see this, but I know others are learning, and it's amazing what, I look back and I think I didn't know so much that now I know, and it was just hours of watching others that helped me understand. And also see the value in. So I don't need to use pins like I used to. And there are times where I still go straight onto the embroidery, but now, especially because of my quilt placements, you don't want the material under it to buckle. And plus this is fun. I play a little game in my head. Where am I going to go next? Because you don't have to follow any particular pattern. And it doesn't take too long. It's just eye candy, and I think it honours the people that have stitched that quilt before, that we look at their work and their hand stitching. Oh dear. I just remembered I turned the iron on because I was going to iron something before I filmed. What was that? Anyway, it won't be too long before I go back to it. So now I'm just racing across here. So that means I obviously had something that I thought I might use on here that needed an iron. Little bird tweeting there. Wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about the weather. We saw some sunshine for a little bit, that's all. of seamage under here, which is making me fight. Oh. Go over here. And I will applique those sides, not applique, because I don't do it with under edges, but I'll stitch. I thought I'd make this a quick, because I do like to show you quick projects. And if you haven't got Quilt, I found in the in the thrift shops or op shops, as we call them here, there's always plenty of pillowcases that have either whether it's real cantha or modern cantha, or just some sort of imitation like this. So I'm aware that we don't all have access. Beck does keep these bits in her shop, but as soon as they go on, they sell out. So I'll link her below, but you have to be quick because they are indeed real treasures. So that's just stitched in place like that. Flower to flower. Oh, let's have a play with these. I'll do some embroidery, but let's just have a little look from above to see whether I do think it's just, I'll get my pick, whatever that's called, pick and quick. But I'm thinking like 3 or a pyramid of them. Look at that. No, I want to match, be a little bit matchy. That suits that beautifully. Even just one to become a real flower. I'm getting so excited that I'm literally have ideas bouncing all over the place, but I'm going to slow myself down. I don't know whether I've told you, but because it's a trifold, I'm going to do this in 3 episodes. I mean, that I sort of like that apron string has a story with a tufted end. I'm just going to cut that here and put it with the project so I remember it. So this is probably number 1, which is planning. And then we'll have a construction, and then we'll have an adorn and embellish episode. I did this on my quilt. Look at this. It's got the little tears in it here. So I'm going to do some visible mending, stitching, thread paint these flowers, put it together. Haven't even got to the idea of what we might use on the back. But by next time, I'll have more of that figured out. So for now, I am just going to try and tuck some of these ideas here like that. I did think I'd put some beads on. I'm getting much better at that and much faster. Having the right needle makes a huge amount of difference. as you probably could have told me ages ago. Okay, I'll be back in the next couple of days because there's lots happening and lots to share with you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your company. So Kate in the Nest saying bye for now.